Jay, I'm not sure, do you want to be in the front here at the podium?
Whenever you-
Talk, wherever you're comfortable.
I will be there. Yes.
Okay.
That's your phone?
Yes.
Okay. So I'd like to introduce Jay. Jay actually approached the club because he's been in the Bay Area for a few months. He's actually a resident of India. I don't have in my little head here the actual name of the town in India.
I'm from Mumbai.
Mumbai, that's right.
Yeah.
It's
not a town,
It's not a town. It's the one section of India I have not been in.
Do not travel.
If it was, you know, from there or some other place, I would be. But Jay's company is actually looking at, basically looking at solar power as a real primary source of energy. I actually did go on the website and saw some fascinating pictures that he described, taking a tour, you know, driving up a small road up towards a coal mine area in one part of India, and the type of life there, and then coming back towards Mumbai and the eastern part of India, where there were a number of solar farms, and moving more towards cleaner living and cleaner air, and what a benefit that was. So in general, he has a wonderful presentation to share with us about his company's goal, now I want to make sure I get this right, which is, so I had in my head a second ago, his company's goal, which is to reverse the warming of the globe.
The age of
reverse
the globe.
aging of the globe. Reverse the aging of the globe.
Yeah.
So I'd like to present Jim Vyas from India to come in and speak with us.
Good afternoon, Rotarians. I am also a charter member of Rotary Mumbai Warsaw. I started my journey in Rotary from 1989, and I was president during 1999-2000 of my club Rotary Warsaw. And like since then, like I have a great experience about Rotary, and I love Rotary, and wherever I travel, I would like to go and meet Rotary friends and have exchange about what the clubs are doing in that area and what we are doing. And for last decade, I have been associated with solar energy, like being renewable energy. What happened was that like I am also a financial professional. I'm a chartered accountant and offer consulting in finance and investments and various things in India. And one day I came across one of my clients who wanted to install a solar power plant and wanted to know how is it feasible to do that. It was in 2012. So I studied the solar energy at that time, and what was very shocking and astonishing I found was that the power what we consume, it is generated through burning of fossil fuel. We burn gases and oil and generate this power, and while producing the power what we consume, like 1 unit, like we count power in units, like if you see the bill, so we count power in units, which is also called kilowatt hour. So 1 unit of power what we consume emits half a kilogram of pollution, or rather in your language I would say 1 pound. 1 unit is equal to 1 pound of carbon emission in the environment. So that was really shocking, and I said that I consume around 300 units in my home without using AC, and I am emitting almost 300 pounds of carbon emission every month.
Wow.
So this was really shocking for me, and I decided that I must work in this as my profession and creating awareness about the evil of consuming power, which is through fossil fuel. So while getting into learning renewable energy, I found that solar is one of the very robust and proven solution which can help in reducing the impact of global warming. So this was one of the reasons why I came into solar energy. And recently I came across one website where they say about climate clock. So they've created a climate clock and it is kind of counting back. So it is going in reverse, and it says that it's going to be 5 years and 260 days during which we have to work to limit the global warming. Like for last million years, the temperature of our globe has been very steady between a range, but from 1911, suddenly there has been an exponential emission, and the warming of Earth has become 250 times more in last 40 years. And that is what we talk about climate change and global warming. So this climate clock says that we must take action in such a way that we limit the temperature not to rise about 1.5 degrees to the pre-industrial level. So like we started industrialization somewhere in 1920s and 30s. So the temperature at that time, whatever it was now, it is rising more than 1.5 degree, which is going to be very substantial, and which is how we are also seeing the impact of global warming, like melting of the ice and sea levels going high, and a lot of tsunamis and storms and heat waves. So these are all things which we need to monitor and control, at least to reduce the impact of whatever is going to happen in next 50 years. So this is how I would like to talk about solar, and I'm going to also tell you about how we in India are working on promoting solar power. So I will give you. I am sure, like I have gone through the documents and studied. Like California is one of the leading state in US, which is doing a lot of work in solar energy, and many houses are putting solar everywhere. So how solar works. So I'm going to just share a bit about how solar works. Like we put solar panels on the roof, and it absorbs the light. The panel runs on light and not the heat. So the light will come on the panels, and it will produce a direct current like DC power that is converted through an inverter into AC power, what we use, and that is how we produce solar power, which is equal to whatever power we draw from the grid. So when we draw the power from the grid, the same is reduced to the extent of whatever we generate through solar. So we also have one feature called net metering, where any excess power what you generate through solar can be transferred to the grid, and that can be reused in non-solar hours. So this is how we save on power bills. Like ideally what happens is that suppose I am using 500 units and I generate 500 units every month through solar, then my bill should come to zero. That is how we are working in India. Like all the houses, most of them, they want to put solar and they get zero bill for next 25 years. So it is not only going to save the earth of global warming, but it is saving for every pocket when you install solar. And in California, I believe there are a lot of tax credits which you get, which will reduce the investment substantially. So this is one of the way how we pitch, explain consumers about installing solar. I also have compared the prices of solar and the grid power. So more or less in India and in California, the tariff rates are almost similar. It comes to around 15 cents a unit. However, the investments in India are quite low as compared to what we have in California, like almost half of that. So the payback, or rather what we call is that whatever we invest, the same is recovered through savings in India in around 5 years, while it takes in US around 7 to 10 years, purely because the investments are quite high over here. And in India, the generation of solar power is much higher because it being tropical land. So there are more of the sun hours as compared to what we have over here. So this is how it helps to install solar. Now I will tell you the what you call how we calculate solar. Like for example, the units what we count, they are called kilowatt hours. In the plant, the panel what we put, they are into kilowatts. For example, a normal home over here can put a plant of 10 kilowatt. So 10 kilowatt plant will produce say around 10,000 units to 13,000 units in a year, and that is the production what we do in solar. That will save our bill because we will not draw the power from the grid. So this is about the captive consumption where we produce solar and where we consume solar. However, the government in India is very aggressive in solar, and there are huge farms, hundreds of acres, where they put solar panels and they generate power, and they are collected in the grid and then transmitted to various towns and villages. And that is how they save on investments. The investors get a high return on that, and ultimately the target is to cut down the carbon emission. So 1 kilowatt, like so 1 kilowatt is 1000 watts, and then 1000 kilowatt is 1 megawatt, and 1000 megawatt is 1 gigawatt. So this is how we speak about terminology in solar. So in India, in 2022, we have already installed around 60 gigawatts. So I also looked at US, like in US how much installations have been